Hey guys, shalom. Okay, I'm gonna get straight to the point. So every once in a while, I like to address the things that are affecting the children. Y'all know I like to talk about the children and things that are affecting the children, like sexual molestation, rape, just abandonment of children, and so on and so forth. So people fail to realize that the mental health is also part of this whole equation of discussing and talking about health. We're not addressing the mental health aspect of this. We're not talking about the psychological, the what the mental issue among our people is doing to us as a whole. Yeah, we can sit around and talk about herbs and what herbs to take and this and that and whatever, but we our people are really suffering. We have children that are suffering from mental health because of what they are going through on a daily basis. Okay. Now, when I talk about those things, which is not quite a lot, I probably have about 2 or 3 videos on this channel where I discuss the mental health of our children, where I talk about children that are being molested and raped and just totally abandoned by their parents and family and so on and so forth. And every now and then I have a couple of clowns. I'm going to call them clowns, okay, because that's what I think of them. Every now and then I have a couple of Christian clowns who will come and they will, say, well, don't you think that was a little too harsh? Maybe you're just being too hard on them. You're just being a little too harsh. Okay, let me say this to you guys, all right? Those of you Christians who stop by this channel, first of all, this is not a Christian channel. I don't know, maybe the name of this channel is kind of confusing you guys. This is not a Christian channel. I'm not a Christian. I don't subscribe to Christianity. I don't subscribe to religion, okay? This is not a Christian channel. I'm not here to pacify your emotions and feelings, all right? Go back to your Christian church. That's what your pastor is there for. I'm not a pastor, all right? I'm not a pastor. So I'm not here to pacify and sprinkle a little rainbow and, throw a little bit of lollipop and roses on top of it and hand it to you on a platter. I'm not here for that. Okay, I'm not a Christian. So when I talk about the condition of our black children, I'm very passionate about that. I really am. And sometimes when I get into these videos, I do get a little bit passionate about it because our children are out here going through a lot. Okay? And if you don't have children, then keep it moving. And if that's not affecting your child, keep it moving. Maybe it is and you just don't know. But don't come on here and tell me that I need to, be a little bit nicer or, I'm too harsh. If that's the only thing that you're getting out of this whole conversation, if you're not even addressing what the topic is about, the rape, molestation of our children, the murder of our children, if you watch that entire video and the only thing that you have to say is, well, that was a little too harsh, go back to church. Go back to church. You're in the wrong place, all right? Now, with that being said, I'm here to talk to you guys today about, I'm sorry, what's going on here? I don't know how much of this you guys know what's going on in these schools, but a lot of black children and just children in general, but you know me, I address my own, okay? A lot of our children are being sexually molested and raped, because that's what I call it. Your child is your child. If they're a teenager, they're still your child. And if there's a teacher in your child's school who's having sex with your little boys or your little girls in these schools, it's rape. I don't care. I don't care how you want to slice and dice it. Okay, a child cannot give consent to to an adult. Okay, if your child is under your care and is a teenager going to high school. All right, so let me just get right into it, because I'm telling y'all, this type of stuff really, really gets me going. It really gets me going. And if I find anybody who comes on these videos and talk about I'm a little too harsh and this and that, go back to Creflo Dollar. Go back to, let me ask y'all a question. How many of your pastors are talking about these issues? The rape and molestation of our young children. How many? You know why they're not talking about it? None of them are talking about it because they're the one that's raping your children. You send your child to Sunday school and your pastors are having sex with them. Okay? And you got the nerve to come on my video talking about I'm too harsh when I'm talking about the destruction of our children and how they're being raped and molested. Go back to Sunday school. Wrong channel. Okay? Now I'm going to read some stuff for you guys because these stories are unbelievable. We're talking about you sending, listen, a lot of you mothers, right, are sending your children to school and y'all don't know what's going on in these schools. You don't know what's going on in these schools. The teachers are having sex with your children. And I'm talking about you have your little boy who's going to school and you might have a male teacher who's having sex with your boy in school. Okay, let me read some stories for you guys. Let me start off with this one here. Where is it? So this is a man who ran away. Let me see what the caption said. End of the road. 39 days on the run from missing teacher and student. The student is 16 years old. No, actually she's 15. 15. So this is a grown man. I believe he was 50, where is it? 50 something years old. 50 something year old teacher ran off with a 15-year-old girl. All right? That's one story. That's one story. Here's another story right here. Oh, this one really get me going. This one really get me going. Okay? This is a white female teacher, Becky, and this little 16-year-old black boy. Male Mississippi student, 16 years old, returned home after going on the run. You see the narratives? You see how they phrase these stories? He went on the run with the teacher. You see how listen. Male student, 16-year-old, returned home after going on the run with a teacher he was having sex with. Right? Notice they didn't say that the female teacher kidnapped her student and raped him, because that's what happened. That's what happened. She's the teacher. She's the person of authority, right? And now here's a black parents who send their little boy to school to learn something, and this adult teacher who was put in a position of authority over this child, and she kidnapped his behind and took him. She went on the run with this child and raped him. And see how they phrase it here is that male student went on the run with a teacher he was having sex with. I guarantee you, if this was a black man, a black teacher, and a 16-year-old girl, this whole entire headline would have been totally different. Black teacher, thug, okay, kidnap white female a student and rape her. That's what it would have been. That's what it would have been. But it's a little black boy, right? And Becky, right? So he went on the run and have sex with the teacher. So that's the headline. You know what I'm saying? These things really, really grinds my gear. And I'm telling y'all, if I see one of y'all little Christian clowns talking about, if you can talk about this topic here that I'm discussing today and not get pissed off and angry, Something is wrong with you. Something is wrong with you. If this doesn't disgust the hell out of you, something is wrong. Something is wrong. Something is seriously wrong. So, my phone is dying. Something is seriously wrong. Anyway, let's keep it moving. The Mississippi teacher thought to have run off with the Mississippi teenager thought to have run off with a teacher accused of having sex with him return home. So he ran off with her. I don't know how long he was gone for, quite a couple of days or a week or so. And whatever happened, he left and came back home. But she's nowhere to be found. Left his parents a letter saying he's gone. But anyway, let's. Now here's another Becky. Another Becky. I'm telling y'all. Your little black boy come home with a disease. Yeah, listen. Are y'all taking your kids to the doctor? Are y'all checking them for venereal diseases, all type of disease? Because we don't know what's going on, and this is something I'm gonna discuss with y'all in a minute. Because some of y'all parents don't know what the hell is going on with y'all children. You send the kids to school, you go to work, they come home, and y'all don't know what's going on with your kids at all. Don't know what's going on with them. 25-year-old math teacher, female math teacher, has been arrested for carrying on a sexual relationship with 3 male students, right? Yeah. You know what? Let me move on from that one. Becky's out here preying on your little black boys. Mommy and daddy, I'm going to say that again. Becky's are out here preying on your children. There was this one female teacher who was having a sexual relationship with a female student. How old was she? 15? A 14, 15-year-old female student? A teacher is having a lesbian relationship with her student. Here's the other one here. Brooklyn math teacher arrested for sexually abusing. Now this one really, when I heard about this one here, I just had to breathe. I just really had to breathe. Now, this is a male teacher, a man. A Brooklyn math teacher has been arrested for sexually abusing a 15-year-old student. This male adult teacher was having sex with this boy in the school's bathroom. In the bathroom. In the school. So here it is. You send your son to school. And your child's teacher at school is having sex with your child in the bathroom at school. Your little baby, your child. This doesn't piss you off? None of y'all mothers? This doesn't piss y'all off? Really? I mean, just because it didn't happen to your child, this really doesn't piss you off? This is a... So let me say this to you. So let me just ask you, when was the last time you mothers or fathers, because see, we need to include the daddies in these situations too. But I understand that's a lot. Some of these children don't have the fathers in the home, and it's quite sad. Okay, maybe dad passed away, or maybe dad is just not there. I don't know. All right, but let me ask you, parent who is in charge of the child, when was the last time you take your boy on a date? A date. A mommy-son date. I'm talking to you moms right now. Moms. When was the last time you take your little boy or your little girl on a date? Just you and him or her. Maybe on a road trip. If you don't drive, maybe catch a bus and go somewhere. It's beautiful outside right now. When was the last time you take your child on a date? Maybe a dinner date. Maybe a weekend. 2 days out of the week when you're not working. Maybe, or one day. Rent a little what do they call those places? Bed and bath. I don't know what they call those little Airbnb. You know, maybe rent a little Airbnb somewhere and take your child away for the weekend. Get to know him. Get to know him. Talk to him. Ask him questions. Who are his friends? Who are his friends? Do you know who your child teacher is? Do you know who your child teacher is? Do you know the relationship between your child and his teacher? Do you know if your child, if your little boy like girls or boys? Ask him, talk to him, get to know your children. Does he like girls or boys? Do you even know that? Because your boy could be having sex with a man at school, some person who called himself a teacher, and you don't even know. What does your child think about you as a mother? What does your child think about his family? What's the relationship between your child and your family? Like, seriously, when was the last time you had a heart-to-heart with your son, moms? When was the last time you take your child somewhere? Get rid of the cell phone, get rid of the computer, get rid of the internet, go somewhere peaceful and quiet and talk to your child. Ask them questions. Get to know them. Do you really know your child? Do you know what's going on? Do you know if he's having sex? Is he having sex? Do you know? Is he using protection? Is he not using protection? Who is he having sex with? Seriously. And your daughters, are they having sex? Do they like boys or girls? Who are they having sex with? When was the last time you take your daughter on a date? Mom, it's okay to take your child on a date. Get out of town. Go on a long road trip. Go rent somewhere and just you and her and talk to her. Get to know her. Do some type of activities with your child, with your daughter, with your son. Go on a little trip somewhere and become closer to one another. Talk to them. Get to know them. How many of you parents are doing this? Daddies, when was the last time you had a real conversation with your son, Dad? And your daughters? Seriously. How many of you guys know if your child is having sexual intercourse with their teachers at school? Or somebody else at school? Listen. A female teacher caught doing cocaine in the classroom. A female teacher was caught on video doing cocaine in the classroom. So you might watch this video and you say, well, you know, it's not my child, or, you know, this is not good. How do you know? What do you do? Again, do you know what's going on with your kids? Do you really know listen, you get up, you get your child ready, and you send them off to school. You put them on the school bus or whatever, or you drop them to school, and you're off to work, right? You come home, you're tired. Some of you parents don't even check your child's homework. I've seen it. Some of you mothers don't even bother to check your child's homework. How well is he doing in school? Is he failing? Is he in special ed? What's going on with your kid's work at school? Is he falling behind? Right? So if you're not even worried about how well he's doing in this Babylonian school system, right? Now, how are you going to worry about who he's having sex with and everything else? Some of you just come home, you're tired, and I understand it. I understand you have kids, you got to work, you'll come home, you're tired. But you know what? I'm sorry. It's your responsibility. It's your responsibility. It's your responsibility. You can't handle it, don't have it. Don't have it. It's that simple. I'm telling you right now, don't have it. Simply, if you can't take care of the children that you have, the one, the two, stop having them. Because if if you can't figure out what's going on with your child, and your child is being molested and raped and everything else behind your back because you're just simply too busy. You're too busy. You can't be too busy for your kid. I'm sorry. You can't be too busy for your kid. Make it happen. Make it happen. Because that child is growing up. That child is growing up, and they're going to remember what happened to them in school, what happened to them at home, what happened to them here or there, and how their parents did not know what happened. They didn't know what was going on because they were just simply too busy to care or to try and figure out what's going on. If you're too busy to take care of the child you have, stop having them. Period. When was the last time you went to your child's school? When was the last time you went to your child's school to see what's going on? Who their teachers are? When was the last time you went to sit down with their teachers? Their principal? When was the last time you went to the school to have a sit down in the classroom? I remember my mom, it was so embarrassing, but hey, I understand why she did it. My mom, I remember seeing her sitting in the back of the classroom, checking stuff out, just making sure that everything was all right. When was the last time you went to the child's school to get to know their teacher a little bit more? Have a conversation with the teacher. Talk to them. See what kind of person the teacher is. Do they appear to be on drugs? Do they appear to have, is their cognitive function intact? Because you talk to some of these teachers sometime, they're off the walls. Okay? What kind of person is the principal? Are they some racist son of a what? Okay? Are they oppressing your child in school? What's going on with your kid's school? When was the last time you show up at your children's school, mommy and daddy? That's the question here. Do you know who their teachers are? Who are their friends? Who do they hang out with at school? Who do they go to lunch with? What are they doing on their lunch break? What are they doing during class? Like, what's going on with your kids? You can't be too busy. If you have to take a day off and show up at your child's school, you need to do it. It's your responsibility. You can't be having your kids out here getting raped by teachers. I mean, listen, there's so many stories. All you got to do is just go to Google. Just go to Google. There's so many of these stories. All you have to do is just Google it. Teachers snorting coke in the classroom? In front of student walking in the classroom and videotaping that nonsense? You got the men having sex with your boys at school? You got teachers running off with your little boys, raping them, taking them to the hotels. What? And y'all got the nerve to come on these videos and you're trying to tell me that I'm too harsh? My grandmother always say, a hit dog always holler. Maybe you're the parents that I'm talking about that is careless and don't give a damn about your child. Maybe you're one of those moms, and that's why y'all have the nerve to come on these videos and tell me I'm a little too harsh. Are you out of your cotton picking mind? If you can see these things happening and you're not pissed off as not just as a mother or a parent, but as a woman and a black person in this society, if you can watch this crap just going down and you're not angry, what kind of person are you? What? Anyway, guys, your child is not. Your child is a human being. Your child is a human being. They need your attention. Your job as a parent is not just to put a roof over your child's head or put food on their table or put clothes on their back. Your job as a mother and a father is also to nurture the psychological aspect of your child. Your job is to nurture them psychologically, nurture them mentally, Make sure that their cognitive function is intact. Okay? It's not just about putting food on the table and make sure that they have shoes on their feet and clothes on their back and a roof over their heads. No, your responsibility is to make sure that your child mental status, make sure that they are mentally intact as a human being. Because your kids are out here they're jacked up. They're jacked up. They're all jacked up mentally, man. Not all of them. Some of them. Our kids are jacked up. Mentally, they're screwed. Because we think that all a child needs is some food and shelter and clothing. No! We got to take care of them mentally. Mentally. We have to nurture them mentally. All right, guys. I'll see you guys in another video, okay? Shalom.